Carmel Dance Club.
Thank you and good evening. My name is Jack Berry, President of Carmel Dads Club. I have with me tonight Josh Blackmore, our Facility Superintendent, and Paul Hensel, one of our board members. On behalf of 12,000 youth of Clay Township participating in our programs, 6,000 families represented in Clay Township, over 4,500 volunteers annually in our programs, we would like to thank you for your continued support. It's very much appreciated. Programs like our CAP program, our Kids All Play program, have benefited from you over the years. Just to remind everybody, our CAP program, anyone who qualifies for the free and reduced lunch program within Carmel Clay Schools automatically gets a 100% scholarship in our programming, and we're budgeted for over 500 kids. We've had up to 600 in the past few years. But thank you very much. Also, the funding of your grants has gone to our special needs program, in which we've had over 100, we have about 150 kids in that program as well. So thank you very much. Our families notice what you do for us. It's been very much appreciated. Which leads me to this year, I might also add that we had over 5,000 kids playing this past spring that just ended up, and we had a great year. The weather was nice, so it worked out well for us. In 2018, you were generous to give us $30,000, which we used at Wodak Fields to upgrade 8 dugouts that were in bad need of help. We also were able to improve some fencing at that location. The overall project came to $44,000, and you guys were gracious for $30,000, so we greatly appreciate that. That directly impacted over 350 families, or excuse me, 350 athletes in our programming. Additionally, we were able to put in a walkway that was very useful for strollers and handicap accessibility. It provided a major impact on our programming. You can see the information we've provided there, and we had a lot of great remarks from people of Clay Township thanking you for that. This year, 2018, for 2019, we're requesting $30,000 again. The number one priority that we have in our program is the safety of our kids. About 7 or 8 years ago, we made improvements to our lower level of our offices there at Badger Field. We had additional staff, and we needed a nice work environment for our people so we could best provide for our families during the day. What we're looking at doing now is the upper level of our building. We would like, it needs an update to our upstairs meeting area so that we can provide concussion awareness training, CPR training, AED training. The focus is safety. This meeting place will also allow us to work with coaches' education. It's very important for our coaches to be able to go out and not only help athletes with the on-the-field experience, but we're more about creating memories for a lifetime for kids on and off the field. This will be very important to our programming. It'll be helpful to our families. It will allow coaches to bring their teams into the facility. We'll have the AV equipment, film space area for them to be able to see themselves and how they can improve as an athlete as well.
Thank you,
Coach. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
May I ask one quick question?
Yes.
Are you involved in the helmet program where they're replacing children's helmets, or how do you handle the concussion free, or I don't know how to describe it. My grandson has one that he just got. Not from here, but
Mary, thank you for asking me that.
Yes.
We've been probably the leading youth organization in Indiana. I'm very proud, going back to 1959, that the Dads Club has been a leader in that. But we take the safety very important. In regards to helmets, we recondition our helmets every year. We buy the very best youth equipment we can for our football program. Most importantly, we're educating our parents on how to handle concussion protocol. I think probably it's also very important that we've made changes to our practice schedules and not had physical contact. We followed the lead, well, we've had physical contact, we've limited it. We followed the lead of our high school coaching staff that's very involved with our programming to make adjustments to our practice to make sure that our kids are safe. That is the most important. You know, concussions aren't just a football. issue. It's throughout all sports, throughout a lot of activities. So we're always looking for ways that we can run our programming safer. But I can assure you, and you guys have played an active part in helping us buy the very best equipment out there for youth sports and reconditioning it yearly. Those are things that we don't have to do as a youth organization, but we want to stay out in front of it.
Okay, thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hamilton County Economic Development Corporation. Okay. Hamilton County Leadership Academy. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm John Robbins, the Executive Director of the Hamilton County Leadership Academy. I just want to start by saying thank you for all you do for Clay Township and all you do to support our program. Without the support of Clay Township, we would not have been able to sustain our mission in the past, and we certainly can't grow our mission in the future. As you know, for the last 27 years, the Hamilton County Leadership Academy has invested in the people of this county. We help them gain a deeper knowledge and understanding of Hamilton County. We connect them to their peers, to HCLA alumni, and to other community leaders. And most importantly, we help them lead and make a difference in their own backyard. This month, I had the honor to graduate the 27th class of HCLA. That allowed us to hit a pretty impressive milestone. We now have over 700 alumni who are part of HCLA. Other things that we're proud of this year, Clay Township has always been very well represented in HCLA. To date, 229 of the 703 graduates, or about 33%, have lived and or worked in Clay Township when they participated in the program. And this year there were 12 Clay Township participants. More than 300 companies have been represented in HCLA, including 8 first-time companies in 2018. Over 27 years, we've done 120 community projects. This year, those projects focused on food insecurity, civil discourse, diversity, mental health, and access to community resources. We successfully implemented a new class day titled Infrastructure and Economic Development in February of 2018, and our community conversations curriculum continues to gain momentum. Corby Thompson was our curriculum dean this year, and Liz Tate will be our curriculum dean next year. And we're committed to growing HCLA over the coming year, really by working hand in hand with leaders in the public, private, and nonprofit sectors to provide better opportunities for our alumni to lead and make an impact after graduation. I'm sharing all this just to demonstrate our commitment to excellence, to investing in the community, to being fiscally responsible, to growing in the future, and to helping to make Hamilton County an amazing place to live, work, and play. This brings me to our request for 2019. We're asking for $3,000 this year. This support will cover the funding gap for our tuition and the actual cost to send a participant through the program. Last year, 17 of the 55 applicants lived or worked in Clay Township, and this year we have 24 of the 49 applicants, which is an 18% year-over-year increase. The $3,000 amount was reached by assuming we'll have a minimum of 12 of 36 participants from Clay Township. Each participant represents a $250 gap, so that's $3,000. Your support in helping us cover this gap is going to allow us to continue to provide key resources and deliver high-quality programming and content, and also allows us to maintain affordability and offer scholarships to community volunteers, small business owners, and nonprofit leaders as well. Mid-year report on our 2018 grant is included in your packet, along with our calendar and more information about the Academy. Thank you for the opportunity to present this request for funding. This is my first time doing this, and look forward to growing and serving our community for many more years.
I have one question. Do you have any? Every year, the students put together different proposals. How many of those actually are taken off the shelf and put into use in the community? Do you know?
We really try to encourage the legacy portion of those projects. And so, for example, this year, the All City Council Summit was a project that was originally done in 2016. It was done again this year, and now we're looking to make that a full-time, every year occurrence. And that's something that we're asked quite a bit, is what happens after that 10 months. Do these keep going on? And so we're actually planning to overhaul our projects to ensure that they have a little bit more continuity year to year and have a clear impact within the community.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Carmel United Methodist Church.
Good evening. I'm Mike Podgorski. I'm the local missions minister at the Carmel United Methodist Church, and would like to start out by thanking you, the board, for your prior support and asking again for another $9,000 grant this year, specifically for our food pantry. Our food pantry is one of our 9 local missions. We have very active local missions at the church, but in particular the food pantry, this is our 26th year of service. We serve about 1,400 people a month. 50% of which, or just over 50%, are actually kids under the age of 18 or senior citizens. 40% of those roughly are Clay Township. Sometimes that number goes a little over. And 60%, the other 60% are Hamilton County residents. We do not discriminate with these people in any way. We don't ask them to believe the same way we do or to show up at church next Sunday. We don't require anything from them. Other than they have to verify that they are county residents, and most of these folks are in poverty or the working poor. Our mission is ran 100% by volunteers. Right now we have about 128 volunteers, last count. We're open 22 hours a week, which is a true blessing to those folks because we're able to meet their needs. If some of these people have 2 or 3 different jobs, so just trying to make ends meet. We are blessed in obtaining food through the Meyer Match program and through Gleaners, but we do struggle with our operational cost. Our internet connection fee, we have to rent trucks, pallet jacks, freezers, shelving units, all these things have to be replaced, repaired continually. Recently we've really stepped up a lot of our missions connecting with the food pantry, such as finding people with employment issues. Our ESL program, English as a Second Language. We've partnered with the Summer Lunch Program here in Carmel. We've helped them a great deal to help fund that program. We could partner with the Good Samaritan Network. So again, it's one of those things where we're feeding out into different areas other than just feeding people. We feel like that's of greater service. So again, we're respectfully asking for $9,000 this year. That would be targeted to helping our air conditioning system in our house that we try to turn into a grocery store. It doesn't always work very well. And we have some needs for some heavy-duty carts to store and to move food with. So again, thank you for your prior support. And any questions?
Any questions at all? Could you have a report for each of us, please?
Oh, yeah, totally
We'd
possible.
like to have one in our packet to take
Okay.
with us. Thank
Very
you
good.
very
We'll do
much.
that.
Carmel Clay Historical Society.
If you don't have any paperwork to hand us, can you just email it to Debbie so we can have it? It wasn't required. We just like to look through it.
It makes a big difference when we're trying to recall everything that's said here, so we really appreciate your efforts in supplying them. Carmel Clay Library Foundation.
Good evening. I'm Liz Hamilton, the Foundation Director at Carmel Clay Library, along with my sidekick, Bob Swaney, our Library Director. I would like to thank you so much for your past support. As you know, your support goes directly to our summer reading program, which over the past 7 years has helped about 10,000 plus readers in our community annually. So thank you. I don't know if you've been in the library this year, but we've repositioned our prize desk, and it's right inside the front door, so when you walk into the library, you can't miss it. And because of that, we're seeing a huge increase in people signing up. So we can't wait to see our numbers this year. And without you, as you know, we wouldn't be able to do everything we do for our community, so thank you. Your financial support really has allowed the library over the years to be fiscally responsible and focus on the future. As you know, our library was built in 1999 and is in need of a little bit of a facelift, as we all are if we're that old, right? And I'm going to ask Bob to speak for just a moment about some future plans we have that without your help we could not be able to be thinking about at all, so thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm Bob Swaney, the director of Carmel Clay Public Library, and I do want to say thank you for your previous support and for your consideration of our foundation's request for program support. And just a little context, this is a well-used library, as we know. The last 5 years in a row, the library has exceeded over 2 million in checkouts, which is an extraordinarily high number for the size of this community. Also, the library has received over 600,000 visits the last 2 years, which is also extraordinarily high. Regarding programs, in 2017, we set an internal all-time record of over 80,000 recorded visits to our programs. And of course, we serve all ages, beginning from birth to toddler, preschool, grade school children, teenagers, adults, and seniors. We try to run the whole gamut on our programs, and the community's hungry for it. So we are trying to do even more, but we are at the point where we're getting limited by the space that we have. So we have done some visioning. We're reapproaching our space, and we anticipate some space projects next year to do some updates to the library. And of course, we do have a west branch coming at 12770 Horseberry Road in the village of West Clay. We're excited to open that new location, hopefully in early 2019. So again, we have some ambitious plans. It's going to take a lot for us to get all this done, and so we really appreciate your support.
So the foundation is requesting $20,000 again this year for your support of our summer reading program. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Carmel's Sister Cities. Shirley, that's you. Carmel's sister.
Thank you, Mary. When you get old, you get a little hard to hear. Good evening. I'm Barb Mosher. I'm president of Carmel Sister Cities Incorporated. People don't like to run into me at the grocery store because they'll say, how
Barb,
are you, or what are you doing?
There.
And I'll say, let me talk about my favorite subject, and that's the Japanese garden behind Carmel City Hall, which is a project that is primary interest in our organization. It's 15 years old, and we took over a scrubby piece of land and have developed it with our sister city in Japan, and they have donated all sorts of help to us. Not financial help, but all the garden gates and everything there are from them and have been shipped from Japan. Our location is wonderful. You will find people there using it for meditation purposes, Boy and Girl Scout groups. It has all kinds of possibilities for the community. We're having a little challenge this year with the building development that's going on to the south of us. We keep coming up with ideas, and suddenly we see a brand new road built on the east side of us. We look at the south side and we see all the bulldozers. But it has made us more determined. We're going to hang in there. We're going to be flexible. We appreciate your flexibility in our grant, the way we sort it out and take care of it. We are requesting $4,000 again this year because we foresee we're going to be into some landscaping situations. There's a little bit of erosion problems we're going to have to take care of. And basically, a garden is never finished. So we're in there, we're hanging in there, we're smiling. We're going to work with the City of Carmel with the maintenance of the garden. As far as the engineering department, they kind of clue us in on what's going on. And with the street department, they help us with all the plantings and give us guidance. So we appreciate your support. You kind of give us the impetus to keep going. And it's going to be a well-used area by the time this south end development is finished. Thank you so much for your support.
Barb, sorry I called you by the wrong name when you stood up. I do have a question for you.
Okay, fire away.
I just want to make sure that you check in with the CRC and some of the people downtown that are designing the garden. I mean, it's interesting to see, they were here 2 weeks, or last month, and they discussed all the changes that are going on downtown. Some of them were your garden, and I think you ought to check and talk to them.
CRC.
CRC.
Okay, do you know who's in charge of that now?
Why don't you give me a call, we'll talk about it.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Deb, can you read into the record what the Carmel Clay Historical Society's application was for? Dollar amount?
Yeah, I can go look.
Carmel Community Players. Why don't you talk into one of our mics? It's,
I'd love to. Whatever works for you.
Thank you, Mr. Paramore.
thank you.
Up close and personal. I like it.
I like it.
That's right.
I'm Tim Paramore, President of Carmel Community Players. Thank you for your past help in our grants. We continue to do our same program of offering our plays and musicals to primarily seniors in a preview performance. We've done that the last several years, and we have about 80 seniors that come to each performance. About 75 of them are Clay Township residents, and they love getting out and enjoying our plays. As you may know, we've had a little troubles over the last year. We lost our lease in our Clay Terrace facility, so we've bounced around a little bit. We were in Noblesville for Ragtime, and we were in Fishers for Izzy Dead performance. We did not offer our performances there just because our residents for this program are very local here. So we'll start that up again. We're doing our the next play in The Cat off Veterans Way. And so we'll again start with our preview performances there. And then next season we will also be at The Cat with the exception of our Christmas show.
Could we have a schedule of your preview performances? Could you send that to us?
Certainly, absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And we're asking for $2,500 again
I was gonna ask you
this
that.
year.
2,500.
Yep,
Thank you, Mr. Paramore.
thank you. You can have it back.
Thank you. Booth Tarkington Civic Theater.
The understudy is on. Take this down so it doesn't buzz. I am an understudy going on this evening. My partner in crime, Julia Bonet, could not be here. My name is Holly Stoltz-Haas, and I will stick to my script so you don't have to get the orchestra playing. I'm the Director of Education Programs at Booth Tarkington Civic Theater, and Civic has been a part of the Central Indiana community since 1915. I haven't been around since 1915, close to that, but in 2011 we relocated to the Center for the Performing Arts, and we're now a proud member of Clay Township. We're grateful for the support of your past support for us, and through that we have been able to serve residents of all ages through several well-established outreach programs. The first is Sneak View, and so for over 20 years, Civic has been inviting underserved social service organizations to the final dress rehearsal of each main stage performance. The program has expanded to serve over 2,800 seniors annually. 300 Clay Township seniors attend annually from Manor Care at Summer Trace, Carmel Senior Living, Prime Life, and St. Elizabeth and Seton Widows Group, and also Hazeldale Christian Church. For seniors who no longer are able to travel, we do something called Sneak View on Tour. And so we take performers from our junior civic classes, our high school program, and our main stage shows to perform in assisted living and nursing homes. Research does show that with Alzheimer's patients and dementia patients, they greatly benefit from, listening to music from their past, and that's what we really focus on. And through these visits at Barrington, Stratford, and Manor Care, we can serve about 150 seniors through this Sneak View on Tour. In addition to serving seniors, we also provide theater to young audiences, specifically preschool and kindergarten classrooms. We have something called Backstage Pass that I lead, and it's dear to my heart. And we really provide a real-life a field trip through the theater, application of STEM, which is so important, exposing children to concepts of learning through play. We do lighting and sound and machine demonstrations so they can see the firsthand mechanics that go into producing the magic of live theater. And that is just one of the things that, like I said, is near and dear to my heart. Many of those kids have never even set foot in a theater. One time a child said, "Is this where the president lives?" It's like, no. With the decrease of arts in the classrooms, as we all know, it's the first thing to get cut. We believe it's important to provide these creative opportunities to an early age and encourage creativity. We are requesting $3,000 from you to serve 900 deserving members of Clay Township through theater education and access and scene. Thank you very,
Holly?
very much. I believe Julia did send you materials, but if there's anything else you need, please let us know and I will be sure
We'd like to
and
have
get that to you.
Good.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
very
for your
much.
time.
Museum of Miniatures.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Elaine Mancini. I'm Executive Director of the Museum of Miniature Houses, which is a unique cultural asset in Clay Township. We are one of only 5 such museums in the entire country, and this year we celebrate our 25th anniversary. We try to provide a complete experience for our visitors, such as a free audio tour in English with transcripts in Chinese, Japanese, and Spanish. But the system's old and our wands are breaking and we're not able to repair them. We offer free docent guided tours, 2 age levels of scavenger hunts, a dollhouse that's on the floor that anybody can play with, and workshops for all levels of competence. We supply magnifying glasses, step stools, chairs in every room to optimize the experience. In 2018, we will hold 38 events in the museum, which is a small 125-year-old farmhouse. We welcome family groups of 3 generations oftentimes and have a unique setting for intergenerational learning. Twice a month, we hold celebrations of creativity and craftsmanship, because the museum's not about miniatures, it's about creativity and craftsmanship. So we have musicians, songwriters, we have Poet Laureate of Indiana coming in September. We have novelists, playwrights, and they present their work and explain their process. When school is out, those change to create your own mini art, and we provide all the necessary materials for anyone to do that. Again, this is multi-generational. Including stencils to make miniature furniture, which we have also offered to Carmel Clay Library for we will be there on an off-site exhibit in August. We value our partner programs with the library, with Carmel High School, with Carmel Clay Historical Society. We have a joint membership at the $250 level, and with AdBack. The purpose of our request for a grant from Clay Township is to be able to share more experiences, share the items in our collection, and share our information. 2 years ago, we had to hire our first paid collection manager, which enabled us to double the number of special exhibits. And a grant from Clay Township last year helped pay toward that salary, and we are very grateful. This year, we're asking for $15,662. The proposed activities comprise helping us to offset the operational expenses, such as maintenance of our building and salaries, and purchasing a new digital audio tour system to replace the one we have, which will allow us to update, edit at any time. Thanks so much for this opportunity.
Any questions? Thank you, Elaine. Actors Theater of Indiana.